Hi, this is Rick from ChoreTech. I head up our outsourced accounting and advisory unit, and today I'm going to talk about customer concentration, sometimes also called diversification or customer exposure. If you're like most business owners that we work with, you certainly know who your biggest customers are. The question is, how often do you use timely data to assess the risk to your business if one of those biggest customers doesn't pay you for a period of time, or perhaps goes bankrupt and doesn't pay you at all? Are you able to use the data that you're collecting in your business and actually make an informed decision? How many eggs do you have in one basket? Question becomes, well, how do you count the eggs? Do you use historical revenue? That's the typical approach, last 12 months worth of sales. I would say it'd be helpful to consider open receivables, who currently owes you money. But even more importantly, what's the value of work on your shop floor, work in process, WIP, and what's the value of future revenue, your backlog that you've recorded but haven't yet started? And I would say it'd be best to look at all of these things together. But how do you do that? Well, at ChoreTech, we implement Microsoft Power BI, and that allows us to help combine data from multiple sources, as I was kind of showing there, multiple different pieces of information, but combine it so that you can actually make decisions. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to show you Power BI here, and I have an example of that same information, these same four graphs, but more importantly, I now have it combined into a single graph here that's combining those four data elements. And I'm also showing it a few different ways. A tree graph, same basic thing, basic idea, and then also a table of the information below. And normally we'd kind of, based on preference, make one of these the primary or the biggest thing, and we'd remove some of these other elements. But to illustrate the point, because this is pretty busy right now, look what happens if I want to see the top 50% of my customer exposure. Believe it or not, in this case, we're looking at 5 customers, 5 that make up 50% of the value of these 4 elements. That's pretty significant concentration and exposure. Using the slider here, I can change the percentage. If I want to look at the top 80%, the graphs all change, reflecting that data, but it's still a very tiny count. 14 customers out of 235, that's about 6%. And so 80% of the value of these 4 data elements is really a very tiny number of customers. That's still very significant customer exposure and concentration. So what Power BI allows us to do is focus on where we could maybe take some steps and make some improvements. If I look at the bottom 20%, that's the bulk of the customer base. And I have a ranked list of which customers make up that total, and I can then start to make plans and take steps to kind of minimize my risk. And that means different strategies. There's no magic wand, but you can start increasing your sales efforts with those smaller percentage of customers. You can get more aggressive on pricing. It's not like you're going to get rid of your biggest customers, but you want to get the bigger ones to take a larger percentage. Power BI is the tool, again, that we use to get this data and make sure it's always current, so that as orders come in, orders ship, as your receivables go up and down, we're always able to look at that combined data and, again, keep it automated so we're not relying on a person to do that process, and then help you make decisions. And I think what I showed there is some interactivity that you really can't do in Excel. So we'd love to talk to you if you are interested in reducing your business risk for yourself, maybe your future shareholders, if you're planning on passing your business down, if you're planning on selling your business. I can guarantee that a buyer is going to be very interested in this topic. And you can take steps today to, again, minimize your business risk by using relevant information and make some decisions. We'd love to talk to you about strategies. So send me an email, give me a ring. We work with a lot of different systems, and we'd love to talk to you. Thanks a lot.